this first show of the new year, compelling events force our otherwise final word to be our first. On a night the country's very rule of law is under such an unmistakable threat, then all words, be they takes, kickers, or censors, can neither wait nor be separated.
And our disclaimer up front. Ours is a street-level observation, a regular block's view, and yes, we could also call it a common-sense perspective. In the aggregate of each, the absence of the rule of law in any environment, let alone a country, is an unimaginable disaster.
And disaster we have been quoting for the last few weeks as a nation. And bear us out for a few minutes as we submit this chronological order. Subsequent to a combative New Year message, President William Ruto embarked on a series of public attacks on the judiciary, accusing the institution of corruption and sabotage.
Judiciary, we respect you, but judicial impunity by corrupt judicial officers must stop in Kenya. Ati watu wachache, wawili watatu, wameenda kotini, wakahongana kotini, mpango hiyo ikasimamishwa. Barabara ikasimamishwa, universal health coverage inasimamishwa, mambo ya housing inasimamishwa. Lazima tuulizane, lazima tuwe na mjadala.
For days, President Ruto sustained the attacks on the judiciary. But curiously, he never specified the target or offered evidence of his claims. What happened next? The president's lieutenants picked the proverbial ball and ran with it.
We know we have had some setbacks relating to the judiciary, but myself and a few senior counsel, we have agreed, leave it to us. We are your foot soldiers. From Monday, I shall begin to work on it. It will never happen again. I will not tell you what we will do with them, but we shall deal with the ignorance of the judiciary. I have never failed you, and I will not fail you on this one. So take heart that it shall be done and your policies shall pass.
Now, Gladys Boss is not just any elected leader. She is the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, the house that makes laws in Kenya. She also happens to be the former registrar of the judiciary. And now introducing herself as the president's foot soldier, Gladys Boss is promising to deal with, quote, the ignorance of the judiciary.
Seemingly taking a cue, other elected leaders followed suit with the parliamentary leadership in the National Assembly and the Senate, scrambling to find something they could offer too, and something they found when they decided to defy court orders that had halted public participation hearings on the contentious laws and government projects.
Katika hiyo sheria, Rais ameweka hata program ambayo inaitwa Chronic Diseases and Emergency Fund ya wale wananchi ambao wanaugua ugonjwa wa saratani, diabetes, na hele magonjwa ambayo inalemea wananchi. Rais ametenga kando serikali, pesa ya serikali kulipia nyinyi bill hizo. Lakini kwa sababu kuna watu wanaendesha mahospitali bandia huku mitaani, wanashikana, wanaenda kwa mahakama, judge mmoja tu hivi anaambia rais na nyinyi wote ati tunyamaze na tuzidi kuteseka.
Our collective alarm tonight is further escalated by an incident we can only describe as an early trickle-down illustration. You see, on Wednesday, we reported a story in which Kapsaret Member of Parliament Oscar Sudi participated in the eviction exercise in favor of a woman who confessed seeking help from President Ruto, whom she said was her classmate. There is only one concern, though. The victims of the eviction produced documents to prove claim to the disputed land.
Tuliongea na rais, yani tulikuwa classmate na yeye. Sasa rais akakuja kutusalamia. Nikashika yeye hivi akanisalamia, alafu nikaongea nikawaeleza hii maneno. Niko nje, shamba yangu imeng'anyang'wa na nini na wakora. Sasa president akasema na nani najua hiyo maneno. Nikaambia Suti anajua. Sasa akaita yeye Suti ndio akakimbia akakuja tuongee.
We picked two concerns out of that Eldoret incident. First, only the victims of the eviction could actually produce documents, including court orders, in their laying of the claim to the disputed land. But secondly, an elected leader in the area dismissed their claim as inconsequential.
Kuna ukweli ukora kwa mahakama. Na ni watu kutoka tribe moja ukifuatilia vizuri. Hii makesi yote Eldoret, we must do something. Hatuwezi kubali kuendelea hivyo. If there is anybody ako na question mark ama ako na tu sababu ama ako na nini, awachane na kila mtu anistake mimi.
Now, one question begs, what if this becomes the trend in, say, resolving land disputes? Last year, a publicly listed company got orders to demolish houses and structures erected on their land. They did so with apparent urgency. Many homeowners were caught on camera distraught, crying out to the government to come to their rescue. But the government, through the Lands Cabinet Secretary, pronounced that the matter had been settled in court. What if the evicted Kenyans chose defiance of the court order?
In Nairobi's Embakasi area, hundreds of families have a home to go back to on the strength of a court order. I'm talking about the Kirima land saga. There had been a court order allowing the late politician's family to evict the occupants of the land. In fact, a deadline had been set for the 31st of December, until the courts gave temporary relief by granting orders stopping the eviction until the end of this month. Now, what if the Kirima family were to defy that court order?
Now, we have heard about possible talks between the President and the Chief Justice. If and when those talks happen, we recommend the talks open with a screening of an American film called The Purge. In the film, a community suspends all laws for 12 hours, thereby making all crimes legal. During this 12-hour purge, anything goes, and I mean anything. An eye for an eye for persons that are seeking to settle scores amongst themselves. There are no police to enforce the law, nothing. There are no courts to arbitrate over any disputes. No law, no order. The aim of the whole Purge film is to survive the night. So, if and when the talks convene, the President and the Chief Justice could as well tell Kenyans how long their night should be. That is our joint first word.